What's going on there, fellow YouTubers? It's Chris from the Msss Anomalies channel. Alright guys, I'm going to go back, way back. I've done this video before, or this picture I should say, a while back. I mean, big time while back. So I wanted to go back to this. You know, this is crazy. So we're going to use this as a way back Wednesday kind of thing going on here. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Michael Witter. Michael Witter did this particular photo a long time ago. And I'm going to show you that right now. So I seen this, and he is one of the guys that inspired me to start doing these videos. And here it is right here, NASA latest alien technology found, with a question mark, and he actually questions it. May 2013, and if you do the math, it's practically 2 years old. And you can see it right here, May 19th, 2013. The sad thing about it is he's dropped off. I don't know where he's went. I'd love to see the guy come back, doing some great work as far as I'm concerned. But the problem is when you leave your channel alone, I mean, you could just see some of these people really, you know, what are you supposed to see? These little res, let's all sit back and make pictures of rocks, like, you know, making... Here's the problem with most people. And it's not even their fault, to be honest with you. Again, we said this 100,000 times. We have been told that Mars is a cold and barren planet. Which, okay, and that's what I was taught. So when people see anything other than a rock, they laugh. So is it their fault, or is it because they were indoctrinated to believe these, you know, again, cold and barren planet? But he shows this right here. This first thing he shows is, and it looks like a maraca to me, you know. Right there, it's got that kind of egg-shaped kind of shape with this, almost look like I said, a maraca. But he also shows, I think it was at 54. This puzzled me more than anything.
Canister of some kind.
And you can hear him talking here.
Container. What could it be? Again, that's obviously out of place. It's not a rock.
So I'm looking at that, I'm saying, yeah, he's absolutely right, man. I mean, he shows this, what looks like a box or a container of some sort, and you can see it going over here with this rectangular area. Now, as far as I'm concerned, I don't think he knew exactly what he had either. Because I want to show you guys, again, I've done this video before. You can go back, and I'd have to try to find the link to it. But I can show you that I did do it. But now that I'm a little bit better at trying to cut through the manipulation obfuscations, I decided to redo this. So this is the picture you'll get, and it is from NASA JPL. Let me drag it from my other screen here. And this is the picture, and it's, again, you can see at the top here, from the MSL, Sol 173. This is going way back. This is like from the beginning. When I'm done with this video, you're going to be puzzled, because this is from the mass cam, and you can see it right here. You can always tell by it says M-cam, mass cam. We don't know if this is zoomed in, what the case is, what the distance is from this area. Let's say this rock here on the right. From here all the way down, we don't know what this is. Now, there's plenty of things to see in this picture. I'm more focused on this area right here, right pretty much in the middle of this photo. I was totally blown away when I seen this, guys. This is absolute proof to me that there's intelligent things in this picture and on Mars, if these are in fact. Now, again, people argue the fact, oh, come on, man, we never even went to Mars. These are Earth pictures, you know, they're doctored up. My argument has always stood, listen, if you are NASA, JPL, doesn't matter what space agency you are, if you were to lie to the public and you're taking pictures here on Earth, why in God's green earth would you take a picture of anything that looks intelligently made only to manipulate it and obfuscate it out of the picture? It simply doesn't make sense. So that's why I throw that theory right out the window. Now, is it a possibility that we're being duped that way? Sure. With an open mind, you have to believe that. Anything's possible. So, but let me show you something what I thought was really odd. I'll stop down here because it just gets more and more bizarre. Now, this is the picture. It's not in Photoshop. I'll show you that in a minute. What rock looks like, almost like it's got a round wheel or something to it? Check this out right here, this object right here. It has this weird, I don't know if this is fooling the eyes, like this may be an opening and it's darker in it, or this is an actual, they're making it look like a rock, but look like it has this, I'm going to use the term wheel because that's what I think of. I think of like a vehicle with a wheel. What has this weird shape like a rock, if they're trying to make it look like a rock, with this black circle with this white, I don't know if you guys can see it. Let me zoom in for the people who have using the smaller devices. What the hell does that? Check that out. It has this black area and then has a whiter inner area with this weird shape. what rock does that. I'm going to tell you right now that this thing is so, oh my God, manipulated and obfuscated that it's ungodly. And you're going to see what I mean, because I try to get the real colors out of this photo, and you can just see this. You can actually see the obfuscation. Let's just put it that way. I mean, it's just bad. Okay, here's another thing that's crazy. Let me go down here. Let me go up to here. Now, he showed that what looks like a canister, and I got to agree with him. It really does look like a canister. When you look at that piece right here, okay, we can't zoom in any more than that, at least not in here. I'm looking at this canister, and I'm going, yeah, that really does. It looks like there's something black, like a black body of it. It's like rectangular, and of course this thing's in the way, whatever that is. And you've got the end of it, and it's got some kind of weird details in it. So I'm thinking to myself, this guy is absolutely right. But let me ask you guys a question. He says in his video, and I'll give you the link to his video because he deserved that recognition for doing the video to begin with. He says this rectangular box, or whatever this is, container, he calls it a container, is next to this rock. Okay, my question is, what kind of rock has a transparency at the end of it? See that? It's actually rounded in the front, comes down like this here, and it almost looks like there's this black box in the middle of it. Like it's a glass dome or some kind, almost like a vehicle. I'm not saying that's what it is, because we don't know what this is. But check this out. It has like this rounded piece at the bottom, and you can see where they've really blocked this thing out. I mean, it's badly blocked out. Okay. This is where it gets really bizarre, and this stuck out to me, and it made me, oh my God, I've got to stop making my own videos. Again, this is just one of the guys that got me fired up about doing these, so that's why I applaud him for doing what he did. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this. There's a piece of machinery, or part of, at least in my eyes. You can see what looks like this weird circle, and I call it a pivot pin. I'll tell you why. Round piece, looks like a circle in it. Check the way this thing goes like this. Keeps going down, has a line to it. There's actually another box here, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, right here with another dot, like a pivot point. Like this whole thing goes up and down like this here. And you can see it goes like this, and back down. See that? It's like ghosted out, and it's on here. These two pieces really made it. It just drove it home for me. Watch this. And he didn't see this. Please tell me what this is. It has a hood on it. What I mean by hood, it looks like a back of an engine. It's round here. Now, my guess would be this thing is completely round. So if you were to go like this, it's completely round and has this, I'm going to call it a bonnet. Of course, all you fellas there in the UK call bonnets like the front of a car, the hood. But anyway, that's not what I'm getting at. It's like a hood over a back of an engine. Now, what I mean by that is you can actually see it goes like this, it goes back down, goes across down to here, and it's kind of rounded. You can see this area is rounded, but it gets better. Check this out. Whatever this thing is here, it's mounted to. You can actually see it's rounded, has a dock slot, as well as another slot. I'm guessing it's openings, and this is to burn fuel, to help oxygen get in there and burn fuel. At least that's my guess. I'm not saying that's what it is. And this also reminded me of, and I'm just going to say it, it reminds me of another vehicle on top of whatever this thing is. It looks like a convertible. It looks like a windshield right here. It looks like the front of a car. And believe it or not, this whole area is blurred out. But look at this. Something else right there. It does this. I don't know, guys. Here's the thing. First of all, they don't look like rocks. Okay? Secondly, they look intelligently made. And it's without a doubt to me is intelligently made. Check this thing out. What does this right here? You can see my cursor. It's nice and rounded. Goes like this. Goes back down completely straight. There's an object sitting right here, too, and you can almost see what looks like openings. I don't know what this is. There's machines or something laying right here. Spacecraft. Call it what you like. It is not rocks. And I know a lot of people doubt it. They go, there's no way. There's simply no way that could be anything else but rocks. Well, then please explain what the hell this is. Now, let me jump into this picture here, because obviously it's the same. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to bring the color out. Now, I want you to watch what happens to this whole area right here. All of this right here. All of this garbage. Watch this. Okay. Now, it's gotten brighter. And I totally messed that up. That was my bad. Let me do this. I hit the wrong button. Okay. So here we are again. Here's that weird bonnet thing. Now, again, let's go to the real color. Let's tone it down a bit. See what happens to all of this right here that has the colors. You don't see it in the background, but you see it all on the top here. And I'm going to back out just a little bit so you guys can get an overall. See how all of this has been manipulated. Why isn't the back? That's what got me puzzled first off. Secondly, again, you can start to see that weird machine parts right here. See that right there. Now, this is what I did. I outlined everything. I'm going to show you that right now. This is just the plain old picture, everything outlined. Now, again, this is what this stuff looks like to me. I showed you what looks like this thing at the top, and I called it a vehicle for argument's sake, but there's actually rectangular piece, this thing on the ground, and again, there you go. But again, here's that other piece. Here's something else that I found, and you're going to see that a little bit better in a minute. And you've got this right here. There's something right here, like nice straight lines, and has that, whatever the hell this thing is. Like I said, it almost looks like a rock with a wheel. I mean, I don't know any other way to put that, but here it is. That's the stock picture, nothing done to it, and there you are. Okay, let's go ahead and tone this down. I'm just going to go through each of these stages so you guys can check these out. And again, I try to bring down the brightness so much because it's just, again, that's one of their tricks, to highly contrast or completely really darken an area to hide what it is. Okay, I'm just going to jump down. And guys, just give me your take on it. This is the reason why I showed you this here, right there. See this outline? It's on a platform. Now watch when I do this. When I darken this all up, suddenly this starts to appear. And you can see that right there. Whoops, well, not like that. Let's go back up and go back to 5. Okay, you can see it right here. Goes into this piece, then continues on, and it does this. So it's on some kind of platform, and so isn't this. This smaller piece, these pieces, call them what you will, there's something actually sticking up right here, but this whole thing is on like a double kind of platform. See it? So, okay. Now let's keep going. And what I try to do is try to bring out as much of this stuff as I can, because by burning this stuff, you can actually try to find shapes of things that are hidden under this manipulation. Okay. Let's keep going. So what I do is I brighten it up a little bit. And then try to, but as you can see, it starts to break apart. Look at the way this stuff is starting to break apart. But you can see this now pretty darn clear. This piece here, of course I went over the other piece I didn't want to do. It's actually more rounded here. Has what looks like a pivot pin type thing. There's something else sticking out down here. But either way, it goes like this. But it also looks like it continues across. So in other words, it's hiding behind the other part. Like this thing actually raises up and down. That's what it looks like to me. Now, I could be totally wrong, guys. I could be totally off base. I don't know. But by bringing this down again, you can see... Let me just show you this again, because this is pretty funky. All right, let's just remember where we're at. Again, you can see this right here. It's actually doing this. Doing this. Has this slotted out area. Has another one just peeking out over this other... whatever this thing is. And here's your weird little hood type thing. Like this. And you can see a half round circle. So my guess is even if this thing did this... this thing would actually come down like that. There's something here. It looks like some kind of a back of an engine. Now, I don't know what it is. It could be... And like I said, these are slotted out to suck in oxygen to help it burn better. I don't know. But you can see this right here. This area right here is completely ghosted out. Okay, let's move on. I don't want to make this super long. I just want to show you this. This is just insane. Look at here's that little... I believe this is some kind of piece of machinery. It could be anything, to be honest with you guys. I don't know. As far as, but it isn't a rock. There's no doubt in my mind this is not a rock. So I blurred it up a little, try to get some of the compression marks out. I don't know if you guys can see that, but see how it's like really compressed? You can only see these little compression marks. Okay, let's jump in and try to get rid of that. Try to smooth it out. Again, this area here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you guys these photos up on Google Plus so you guys can analyze these yourself. This is, to me, this shows 1,000% that this is... without a doubt, intelligently made, and it's definitely being being tricked out and being faked. You've got this piece here. I've showed you this earlier. What is that? Look at that. That is just neat. It looks like it has some kind of piece that goes like this, comes down, almost like a cone type thing, comes back up. It has these weird. You can just barely see some kind of designs in it. I don't know what these things are, but there's something in there. I don't know what that is. You've got, again, this piece here that looks like it does this here. And has this round, what looks like a round piece with another inner round piece. Now, what that is, I just said it looks like a wheel. I don't really mean it is a wheel. Let me go back over to here. And again, you can see that thing has actually got this weird platform that it's sitting on. Just barely faintly, but it's there. And you've got this one as well. So, whatever these things are, again, now I'm going to go into the magenta plate, and I want to show you this a minute. Okay. And you can see this thing's been fooled with. I mean, just look at the right here. All of this crap here it's been completely screwed around with. All right. Let me go back to that. Okay. So again, you can see this a little bit here, but you can see right here that thing more than anything right there. I mean, come on. Look at this thing. I mean, and then you got this other piece here. Like I said, if I had to guess, this thing would go all the way like this here, go like that, and this would go like this too. So, yeah, I mean, and you got this other piece here. It has this piece here. Looks like it has another pivot point kind of thing. Almost looks like a cannon now. But it also goes like this. Like this other piece, like this whole thing again swings up. Now, whatever this thing is, you can also see something right here, I think it was. It almost looked like, when you really get into this thing, it looks like some kind of opening. Like there's something here. I dare call it a window because I don't know what the hell it is. Again, we get this other piece running down here, going up like this, and then it's all completely clustered out, and we don't know what the hell that is then. But let me show you also what I did. What I do is invert it, because I want to show you this box a little bit better. See that right there? Even if you were to dismiss everything else in this photo, there's no way in hell that that's normal. Sorry, guys. That's just not going to happen. And it has this weird kind of shape here, and this continues on, but it's being completely fudged out. So, by looking at that, I'm just going, whoa. Again, here's that part of that, what looks like, I would call it an engine, and you can see it right there. Pretty darn good, in fact. And that's being inverted and everything, so you know 1,000% it is in the picture. Right here, right here, right there. I mean, oh my God. Again, here's that other piece laying on the ground, and it's inverted, of course. Whoops, I messed that up. My bad on that. Goes like this, and then goes completely straight down. Goes like this. Of course, this would be more straighter. And then you can see where it's really been obscured right here. See that? I mean, it's really bad. Look at that. That whole mess right here has completely been messed around with. Oh, man. All right. So, again, with this little box, just this alone tells me that's intelligently made. There's no way the hell that's a rock. So, let me just back out of here a bit. Get a better over. Here's that box. What looks like this engine has these other pieces here. Let me do this here. Let me lighten it up a little bit. Okay. Now, I'm jumping in back into this maybe just simple, maybe the black and white. Let me just go ahead and... Okay. Just to give you guys a better idea what this thing looks like. Let me bring it down here. There's something else laying right here. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's kind of like it's ghosted out. You can see it right here. It's doing this. And it's got like these bunch of little openings or something like that sloping down here. But they mess with these things so badly, you can't tell what these things are. Hey, it's a dolphin. So, okay. Let's get back into this picture here. All right. So now what I do is I took the normal picture, just took the, again, did all this red crap out of it. Now I'm going to bring down the brightness just a little bit so we can get a better idea. Again, they super contrast everything super bright, so you can't see any detail. They're pretty slick. So what we'll try to do is we'll try to bring it down a little bit. And you can see it a little bit over here and the rest of what I've already showed you. And let's go down to this part. Again, here's that funky looking wannabe rock, what looks like it has a black wheel or something round under it. I don't know what it is, guys. It could be anything. But it appears to be round with a white inside that's round. What does that? Again, it just makes you question what the hell it could be. Like this right here. Here's a good example. Here's something else right here. It goes across, comes back down. Has something right in here. Goes across, goes like this here. Looks like it has a box. Something right here. another object in here going like this. 90-degree angles, guys. I mean, what the hell does that? Now, I'm not saying there can be no 90-degree angles in nature, because of course there can be. But when you start to see a bunch of them like this together and they're just kind of laid out or just kind of scattered around, check this out. What is that? What is that? That doesn't look like any rock I've ever seen. I live in a mountain state, and I've been everywhere in trails and everything. I can honestly tell you I've never seen anything like it. Let's jump to C, because what I did was just to... let's go ahead and sharpen it up a bit. And there you go. So, and you can see that under here now. You can see what looks like some kind of weird shapes under there. See that? There's 1, 2... and this has been completely fudged out right here. So I'm guessing this was some kind of machine here, or has a wheel or whatever. I don't know, to be honest with you guys. I couldn't even tell you. Now that we sharpened that, let's go ahead and bring this down. Just go ahead and draw brightness contrast. Let's see if we can bring it down just a hair bit. Okay. Again, all of the parts I've showed you. This right here. Now I'm going to show you again. I'll put this up on Google Plus and give you guys the different. Just a few of these different filters in how I did this. Made it black and white, so on and so forth. So you guys will definitely get that. I won't put all of these on there because it's like 8,000 of them. But and here's that piece there. But just take a look around the whole picture, guys. The whole thing has got something in it. Under these rocks, it doesn't look like it's normal. Let me see if I can show you this one here. This one. See, like this got like these weird shapes or something right on top of it. Has this rectangular piece right here. Of course, I botched that up. Right there. Looks to have this weird square opening, rectangular opening rather. Has these other pieces going like down like this. I mean, there's so many things in this picture. My God, it's insane. It just has a ton of it. Just have a look. I mean, look at this. What kind of rock does that in the background? These are not rocks. These have been mimicked to look like rocks. It's as simple as that. You know, so guys, I know a lot of you guys, a lot of my subs, they're hardcore. Jump into this picture. Have it do your own thing. Look for the link in the bottom, the original picture, which is here. Have a look at it and tell me what you guys think. I'll zoom in again for the people that are running, on these little phones and tablets. These are the biggest things that stuck out for me. Unreal. I'm going to zoom in even more. I'm going to go ahead and... Now, this is blurred up, but for a reason, to try to smooth out the edges. So, here you go. Again, all of these... This, to me, is some kind of machine or vehicle. And this has that weird container here. Right there. This looks like some kind of back engine to some kind of craft. And you could see something's there. There's parts. There's parts. There's some kind of machine or intelligently made objects. This thing at the top here, again, it looked like some kind of convertible you see here on Earth. And it's been completely blotched here. So, let me mosey on over to this piece. I want to show you them other two pieces. I'm going to go ahead and go to this here. Again, this on the right. It's supposed to be a rock, but it has this weird black round circle with a white piece. And you've got this other item right here. So... I'll give you those guys, like I said, these clear ones here up on Google+, plus a couple of these others at the top, just to give you guys an idea what I've found. And some of these things, I mean, look at this. You can just see this right here in the back. It looks like a cover to something. It doesn't look like, just standard rock. But the biggest question is simply this. How big are these things? It's on the mass cam, which is approximately 7 feet off the ground. And it may be zoomed in. This, to me, is not a rock. In this lower right corner right here, it's not a rock. Definitely not a rock. Now, so people will go, well, if it's a boulder, then those things must be not very big. Well, first of all, they would be bigger than you think. See how like this has this smooth area? They made this look like a rock. It's not a rock. When you look at this picture here, like I said, when you look in the bank, people go, well, these things have to be itty-bitty because look how small they are. Well, if they're off in the distance, then they're larger than they appear. It's as simple as that. But guys, give me your take on it. What do you guys think this stuff is? I think this is absolutely proof that there's intelligently made items left over, or they may not even be ruins, guys. They may be something, in other words, they may not be no inhabitants on the surface of Mars, but these things are there. And what they're doing is they're making it look like the stuff's buried. Well, they're actually trying to hide it. But it's also, you look at it and you go, well, maybe it's just ruins and they've been buried. No, it's their manipulations. They're covering these things and making them look like rocks. That's what you have to understand. So, yeah, I mean, these are the things that stuck out for me the biggest. I mean, yeah. But anyway, guys, you can give me your take. Let me know what you think. I got plenty of pictures coming up there. I'm thinking about doing another broadcast. So stick around for that. You guys will know. I'm not sure yet whether I'm going to do it this weekend or next weekend. So just stay tuned in, if you will. Anyway, guys, let me just give you one last look here. The original. And you can see these things again in the original. I mean, it's... Like I said, I'm just trying to figure out what kind of rock is just transparent, almost transparent on one end. I mean, it just simply doesn't make sense. So maybe you guys can make sense of it. I don't know. I'm just seeing that there and what looks like these amazing things in here and mechanical and whatnot. Anyway, guys, let me jump off of this. Like I said, I'm glad everybody's sticking around. They're actually looking these things over themselves. Guys, like I said before, you don't have to believe me what I tell you these things are. Take the picture. Analyze it yourself. Tell me what you think. That's what it's all about. I'm not here to convince anybody. It's up to you to take a look at it. Again, this is an old picture. This goes back to Sol 173. That's when it first started, for crying out, because I think it was up to the first 50 or 30 days, I forget what it was, when that thing was just barely stretching its legs once it got off its location where it landed. And then it started to, do systems checks and all kinds of stuff, and then it started to mosey on. So, yeah, this is at the very beginning of the MSL's, journey. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Always appreciated. Always appreciate your input. Just, share the video. Throw me a thumbs up. Always appreciated. Like I said, I've got plenty of them on the burner here. I'm just trying to get to them. The weather's getting nice. I'm trying to get things done around the house. Get out with the family, do a few things. So, trying to also balance and get these things in for you guys as well. Anyway, guys, again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next pick.